Steve here with Table Rock Tea Company. I am filming on this rainy night in my study. This is again where I do my research, but it's also a counseling space. Many of you know this, that I'm a corporate coach, so I'm often hired by CEOs and business startups and things like that to just help them. A lot of times it's as a sounding board or what have you, from somebody with kind of an eclectic background. So if you need coaching, feel free to call me and we can see how best to help you out. But as promised with this channel, I'm going to talk about all things tea, and all things tea means everything. So that includes the business side of tea. And so this video tonight is one that's more, I guess, philosophical, you could say. I'm going to bring in my first business lesson that I ever learned. And it's a surprising one, and it's really quite odd. And it's actually the starting essay in my book that's coming out this year called All In Again, Unsolicited Advice from a Serial Entrepreneur, which is a collection of essays that I've put together over the years on different life and business things that I've learned. So anyhow, the first lesson that I ever learned in business was that businesses don't die because of lack of business. They die because of too much, too fast. And I can't tell you how many times I've counseled people and coached people in that very space. Because what ends up happening is you have this really great idea, this great product, this great service, whatever it would be, and then word gets out, people start hiring you and they start engaging, buying your product, whatever it is. And before you know it, you have more business than you can handle. But where the trap is that most people, instead of saying no, they take on everything they can get because they think, well, business is business, right? Wrong. It's not that all business is good business. And so what you need to do is determine right away what your threshold is. You know, how much bandwidth do you really have, right? With your employees or whatever it is, your production capabilities, that kind of stuff. Know where those limits are and be comfortable there. Now, we have a hard time with that because we think, well, business is money, we need more money. Well, the way you do that is instead of taking on everything that comes, you start raising your prices. And the way that works is as people basically come on board, you raise your prices, you're going to lose some folks, but the ones that stay are paying at a better rate and they're within your bandwidth. And then as new ones come on, they come on to that higher price. And so what you find is that you're doing the most work that you can do at the best price that you can do. Now, as more and more people keep coming, you keep raising your price to maintain that sweet spot. That's how you do business in a way that's sustainable. And especially for small business. When we are in the tea world, we do a lot of co-packing. And invariably, we end up coaching a lot of our co-packing clients. One of the very first questions, because most of ours are startups, we literally get people that are bringing us baggies of tea and herbs and saying, I'm starting in my kitchen and I want to make a tea company. Several of our companies that we've helped get started have gone national, but it took a while to get there. And one of the first questions that I'll ever ask, so if you work with me, be prepared to hear it, is how big do you want to get? How big do you want to be? Do you want to be the next Lipton? Do you want to be Celestial Seasonings or what? We had to do that with our farm as well. We're now at 30 acres. I can tell you that that's where we're going to be. We've got a consortium and things like that, but we don't need to conquer the world. We just need to know what our world is. And so that's a pretty important lesson for you to think about and to consider, especially when you're starting a business. And I don't care if it's tea, it could be anything, but especially tea because that's the space I'm familiar with. But how big do you really want to be? And, be happy there, be content there. That's the best part in life, when you can go to sleep content, right? Doesn't matter how much money you're making. It's whether or not you can shut your eyes at night and be happy, and know that you've done a good work and got paid fairly for it. So that's important. So just remember that you don't always have to do bigger, better, faster, more. You don't have to expand into national and region and international and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's your business plan, but for most people it's probably not. But just remember, businesses don't die because of a lack of business. They die because of too much too fast. Focus on your quality, focus on your service, and raise your prices accordingly. So I hope that lesson helped you a little bit. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned to see what else is brewing here at Table Rock Tea Company.